I've hit start streaming on OBS. Now if I've input the stream key correctly, which I sure hope I have, if not I have 5 minutes to fix that, should be popping up on, Yep, it's working.
That's good.
You okay? You seem kinda down.
Just making everything in order.
Or you're just quiet. I don't know.
It's fine. Fine. I got the notifications. I don't like him.
Yeah, I've just boosted your volume on the stream output just a bit.
It's good. Um, loud because I'm just looking at the computer.
Alright, so you gonna send the invite?
All right. Yeah, give me a sec.
Alright, well, we have about 180 of those to spare.
Maybe you see.
Yeah, I think something is going on with your mic positioning. I cannot hear you.
Maybe you need to get me some. That was worth it to get into the recording.
I'm sorry, you cut out. Maybe you need to get me some blank.
Words. No. Are you sure we're having mic issues?
Say that again?
Mike, really?
No, it's just... You're talking louder now. It's better. So...
Is it just like a noise thing, or is it cutting out?
No, it's just you're quiet. That's the thing.
I mean, I'm using the same stuff.
I'm just gonna see it. Oh yeah, I'll just turn your volume up on Discord. It shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Alright, just say something for me real quick.
Think for me real quick.
Alright. Say something again?
Something again?
Yeah, it should be fine. I'm gonna boost your
I don't feel good that one.
stream volume a little bit more. And I think that should be...
Well, alright.
Everything should be, ready.
Tell me when. I'll give it a second. Come on, it's on load. Play online. Yes. Controller. Connecting. Wait. Now passcode.
I'm gonna start the stream as soon as I get into the game.
Are you invited in?
Okay. Join. Alright. Go live has been pressed on YouTube.
Oh, we're live.
Yes, we are live.
We're a little bit behind schedule. But, and this is somewhat of an estimate on my part, but I'm pretty sure that it was because I was able to change my icon.
You got the dubious food there.
That was absolutely necessary.
I should have known that was your reasoning. I should have expected that.
Of course it was my reason. I don't know, how could you ever think that it was anything except for that?
Fair point.
That's like blasphemy. Wait, we have to do it. Well, wait. So that week 2 can be a low latency. And in Kirby's Adventure. Alright. We're in the thing.
So, I have a prediction that you will beat Boss Rush today.
You place a lot of faith in me. But is your faith misplaced? Or is it placed correctly? And also, what's this notification? What's it mean? Who's Discord now? That might just be...
Something's happening. Yeah, it already booted me out.
Already booted... What? The stream is over. Can you try joining again?
Yeah, I'm joining again. Whoops.
Dude, you can do that.
Alright, yeah, it's back. We're back.
Let's see. We're back. That's good. Hey, you were saying something about me being awesome. You go on about that. That's my favorite. No, someone believes in us. That's good. Right, everything's still working. Beyond the latency problems with Kirby's Adventure just in general. Is something broke again?
No, nothing's broke again.
Okay, so everything's working. You can see this.
Yes.
And you can hear every single word that I'm saying.
For the most part.
For the...
Yes, I can hear you.
Every single word of mine is full of wisdom. How would nations know what to do if they cannot have my word for posterity? They'll miss out exciting wisdom such as the. What will they do without it? You know, if my entire childhood without hearing the word the, I'm even imagine? I didn't think so. That's why my newest charity, Kids for The, is so important. Because it gives kids the chance to experience the most important word. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So did you hear all of that?
Yes, I heard all that.
Well, why didn't you applaud it yet? I didn't hear the applause. There's certainly the quiz is a problem with my end. No, why did I do that? Alright, screw it. Oh, that was a bad idea. Can we just restart? I don't want to do this thing. And that was the end of the stream. Thanks for watching it. And remember, we're gonna keep going. Remember, chatting in the live chat gives me minutes extra life. That was a bad sentence. It makes me happier. It makes me more psychologically in tune with my surroundings. And it makes me feel like people are actually watching the streams. If I don't see, I can't see any viewer counts with my setup. So if no one says anything, I just assume no one's here. Like last stream we had cause Sammy could see the viewer counts, and they said that we had some pretty good viewer counts, but it wasn't real because they at least it doesn't feel that way, right? It's all a perception thing. Just like the word
yeah, Tom has interjected to say that there are languages without articles.
Okay.
So how you want to respond to that? Some languages, the word "the" doesn't exist.
I was specifically speaking about the English word, those other "thes" in the words other languages that have articles might as well not exist anyway. It's only the English word is said to bring happiness and eternal bliss to those that hear its silent song. Of course, by calling it a silent song, I also imply it drags you to your death. Which, to be fair, is totally in character for the. It's a total the move, as they say. No one. See if no one chat. Oh, come on. If no one chats, then I don't know that people are listening to my nonsense. And then what do I do?
I'm listening to your nonsense, fella.
You don't respond either. And therefore you don't exist. For instance, if a rant goes on, in audio, if a rant goes on in like a full auditorium, but no one's like responds after the rant's over, did the auditorium members really exist? The classic question. Philosophers have asked it for at least a few seconds. Because that's when I first posited it. Anyway, welcome back to Kirby's Adventure, everyone. I'm really glad that you could come in so that, like, you too could... When I started this channel, all I wanted was to have deep philosophical conversations. I lost the hop. Okay. That's bad. Here's one. When I joined Flightship, all I wanted was to be good at this video game. That never panned out, unfortunately. But you know what? Not all dreams are meant to be fulfilled. Sometimes we just have to live with the consequences of life sucking. And that's where you come in, dear viewer. I can come to terms with the unfairness of the world if you just thought. That's how science works. It's scientifically proven that this will happen. I kind of just want to see how long I can keep this up at this point. Because, like, I can't rant forever. And eventually the nonsense, I just start, like, running out of things to say. And it just gets
10 minutes and Philip's already going insane.
I go insane less fast. Like, it's hard to understand, but like, the talking is the best part of the streaming job. Just having a conversation. It's probably why I prefer this format so much to the old Let's Plays, because although it's fun to strike up a conversation, it's like kind of like I died.
Yep, Heavy Mole just reached back and punched you in the face.
Nope, that's extra game. We're not playing an extra yet. What, are any of these suspend points?
I mean, just.
I know the suspend points don't matter. Gosh dang it! Where was I? Suspend points are stupid. Suspend points. That's two words the English language doesn't need. You know where the English language would be without the word suspend and points? I mean, probably in the exact same place. I mean, they're not that useful. We'd have to find another name for, like, suspension bridges. And points. But, like, who even needs points anyway? My arguments don't have any points, and that never stops me. It also doesn't have any suspension. Not a problem. I feel it's mostly people's lack of imagination. I mean, what of society's issues could possibly be worse? I mean, I forgot what I was mad about. What was I mad about? Is it really important? That's why I don't remember it? Come on! That was like a sniper shot. That was... Oh. It's been a bad day for Kirby. Come on. We're gonna, like, die to paint roller. I don't wanna die to paint roller. I don't wanna die to paint roller. Why can't I be good at the videos?
Tom confirms that suspend points was what you were angry about.
Wow. Right. The sun points are stupid, that's why we don't use them for extra game. Save states. No, we want the ability to... We can't delete the word save from the game. Then we go back to... That's what extra game did, and no one likes that. Now, I know some of you might think I don't have the authority to speak on the behalf of literally everyone. I do. Come on, guys, I'll touch you with this. I mean, literally everybody. I know. Because I am a relevant I'm a relevant portion of that population. Of everyone. Dang it. Come on. I died. If you want the nonsense to actually become something resembling a real conversation, you have to say so. Or else nothing happened. The thing that happens is, when no one talks in chat, I mean, sometimes I ask people not to talk in chat because I need to go into my Zen state. But if no one's talking in chat, I'll naturally go into my Zen state. But then it's a boring stream.
Right,
That's why it's absolutely vital to peer pressure your friends into talking when they don't feel comfortable. Otherwise, I'll be sad. This is a valid argument. But who would want me to be sad? Literally nobody. So, therefore, if you make me sad, everyone else will be sad. This is known as the I am the most important being in the multiverse theory. Noted for being 100% correct.
Scientifically proven.
Some people have also called it the narcissist gambit. Those people are frauds, don't listen to them. That's a great name for like any of my antics. The narcissist gambit. Oh, come on. This is why no one likes you. Oh, come on! It's early. We're still not getting that angry. Or maybe I am still getting angry. See, like, sometimes you rage quit in the zone, but like, a lot of time, like, you get far enough into the zone and you just come to accept your fate. No, that was a superstar! Might as well just kill me. Oh no, that is gonna kill me. Come on. It's still early, so I'm still getting upset at my failures. We're going, yeah, that's the way of it. And then becoming a hermit, like all people do. Playing whiskey. Remember when you were a difficult boss? I do. And I literally had only one health, but those were good times. Now you're just sad. See, you're crying. Big disappointment. We're gonna call this episode the episode where Philip begs for attention. Called something. The worst one. Come on, Crash Kirby. The best one is Might Kirby because it has the potential of letting you avoid some of Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright's battle. It's the worst battle. Not the hardest battle. It's just the worst. Hello, Mr. Shine and Mr. Not Shine. I'll say good day to you. For today. Oh no. That's not a helpful power-up. Can I guard in this game? I forgot. Sammy, can I guard in this game?
No, you cannot. That was added in Kirby Superstar.
Dang it. For those of you who don't know, guarding is like the best move in Kirby. And It makes you not invincible, you take like tiny chip damage, but very invincible. Like, very close.
I always found it a lot more fun in once Kirby Triple Deluxe added the dodge roll. And then that especially got expanded upon in Forgotten Land.
Yeah.
Hello, Yuri Lily. She says, you can do it.
Yes! Yes! Someone who talks! No, I'm sorry. I suppose this is... Hello! Welcome. Yeah, guarding. I mean, it's not relevant because it's not here yet. But it's just it's just good to do to, like, it vastly... Oh, come on! Draco?
I think we might have, had that weird desync glitch again, because it's just on the title screen.
Yeah, well, I'm just on the title screen. I died.
Oh.
It's been disconnected. I went into extra game again, so it doesn't matter.
Alright, well.
I did it. Why do I keep doing
shall...
it? You have ample time because I keep just running into extra game. This is a very interesting glitch. Alright, so obviously it can't be rooted in the actual Kirby's Adventure because it must be like some artifact of artificially integrating like online functionality for a game that didn't have it. I wonder again if it's a problem with Nintendo Switch Online's code or just handling online. Because how are you guys doing in the heat? What do you mean?
It's been really hot out.
I spent a lot of time at K1 placing. Who said to that? That was an accident. What I meant to say, I was in air conditioning. I really gotta remember that I can't just spam my can, but like invincibility frames don't last that long.
I've been managing. To be fair, mostly stayed inside. But when I've walked, I don't know, I guess I just tend to stay inside for long periods of time, so,
You asked that question to two shut-ins. So, like, the answer is okay, I guess? Hey, we got... Oh my god. Well, let's activate it.
the best stability.
Like, even though it's definitely strategically better for me to just shoot a really powerful star, that happens when I get, like, 2 stars. It is so hilarious doing this.
Yeah.
This is the best thing. It's the best part of the Kirby franchise. I'm glad they kept it. Has Nick's been in every Kirby game since Adventure that has copy abilities?
No. Kirby 64 has the, I know off the top of my head, Kirby 64 mixes ability, combines abilities together, so...
Right, so obviously you don't have mix there.
And I can't remember whether can't remember how many games it appears in.
So for those of you, have we ever explained how mix works? I mean, I know we did a bunch of mixing in that one area where we think it was actually intentional. And like you were supposed to mix there. But
Well,
the way mix,
basically just if you inhale two different copy ability enemies at the same time, you get a random ability.
yeah. And even this happens even if like you inhale like the enemies of, at least in this game, it happens even if you inhale enemies of the same ability.
Yeah, I don't.
So like there's no question
Yeah,
on whether.
I don't think that. I think in later games, if you inhaled like two fires, it would just give you a fire. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, because the basic idea behind what mix is that it's a way to decide it's a way to decide, hey, what, I'm sweating like crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. What was this like? Oh, it's a way basically to answer the question of, well, if I swallow two enemies at once, which copy ability do I get? But like, instead of being, oh, we'll randomly choose like one of the copy abilities from the enemies you took, possibly just because they probably don't have room for that, and possibly just because the idea is great. Instead, and possibly just because mix is a great idea. Instead, it randomly selects from any copy ability, including none. It might just give you nothing, but it's just a really fun way of answering that question.
You can get some really stupid, like, abilities in places you're not supposed to, like...
Yeah,
light appearing in a boss fight.
The light is an ability in this game that's basically used in random dark rooms to, like, light them up as, like, a puzzle-solving thing. It has no other use. So when it appears in a boss fight, it's completely useless.
And you can also get some of those other rarer abilities like Ball and UFO that don't show up in a lot of levels.
And you can also get stuff like Crash, which does massive amounts of damage. And like but you can only use it once. And it's just great. And the reason we call it mix is because if you see at the bottom of the screen where it says normal, that's the screen that tells you what copy ability you have. And when you swallow the two enemies, like when you have the two enemies in your mouth, before you swallow them and at random and it pulls up the roulette wheel, that picture says mix and it shows them with a
buffet, like with a bunch of
drink mixer. Plan for Meta Knight is to be a coward. I don't like being a coward in Meta Knight, but his boss is too hard, and this boss fight rush is too hard to fight him legit. So coward mode it is. I still haven't beat him, even though I've been using coward mode. He's not an easy boss, even with coward mode. Come on. You gotta get the timing on coward mode pretty well done, too. Like, obviously they don't want you to fight coward mode, so they make it fairly difficult. Oh, come on. Multiverse boss. Oh. When my house has good enough air conditioning, then I don't feel too hot. Although I can get like a bit hot in the house. I pressed the button! Stupid right cornering me. Fight is the worst fight. And I got hit back when I was just going on. I've actually yet to beat Meta Knight. Inverse boss. It's pretty tough. You know, I learned from it. So it's not that. Well, I also had another advantage. Sedentary. We did. Alright, Meta Knight it is. Come on. Meta Knight can also block sword things, which is weird because that's not really a thing that, and Kirby's guard doesn't exist yet. So it's a kind of weird move that only Meta Knight appears to have. So even if I know I'm probably not going to win, any fights I have with Meta Knight are good because they give me more practice with the fight. And with it being as hard as it is, that's valuable. I'm just starting to figure out my thing. I'm also not entirely sure how Meta Knight's AI works, or indeed how any of the Kirby's Adventure AI works. I'm not sure if they actually do. I'm not sure if Meta Knight gets faster / savvier throughout the fight. The coward's way is all about only attacking when you're pretty sure you can get away with it. Which is why I'm only attacking after he makes these long arc jumps. Because he usually pauses after he does those. I was surprised I got that one. But you can, as you can see, you can be very fast after that. That was a very risky one. Oh, I messed that up. So I'm not talking here today. I'm in a bit of a haze lately. Is that because of the heat? Because, like, it is a thing that could happen. Gotta be wary of it. Like, because temperature has a way of affecting your mood. I found that heat tends to make people sleepy. Or uncomfortable, but like kind of a sleepy uncomfortable. It's weird.
It does kind of drain my energy when I'm out.
Yeah, and like it's weird, and like a haze, like that can mean a lot of things, but I could also like very much see it as a way of like describing a heat wave. Also, as much as I complain about talking and stuff, it isn't actually anyone's obligation to talk in the chat. Like, actually, it's my job and Sammy's job to talk. Or, well, possibly. Although, again, the exact requirements on that front are vague. For instance, here I'm going to turn those on me to scream in rage at this boss fight. Which is the worst. I don't mean that in like a hyperbole way, I mean as it is the worst boss fight in this game. I'm getting better at it, but I still don't like it. Because it's a bad fight. That was a big freeze. Okay. It also causes disconnects at an alarming rate. Sammy?
Yep, searching for games.
Good, I was worried we disconnected on Discord and I've been talking to nothing for the past few minutes. See, I have an inability to not talk. See, constantly talking could be called the narcissist gambit. Also, the game's inability to move to the right when I press the right button because I was sucking a few minutes ago and it cannot distinguish anything. Happens. What happens? What happens? Right? Yeah, it happens. It's fine. These things happen. Yum, scrittly dumptious, it happens. That's what I always say. Yum, scrittly dumptious. It's of course...
I'll have to write that down.
You write down the things I always say?
Not really, no, I'm just... Because there's so many things you always say that I'm starting... that I wonder if you've never said them before you say you always say them.
I'll never do it. As I always say, that would never be the case. See, I said that before I said that. That's something
I mean, true, you did.
He's eradicated. I think I made this joke earlier too. I think I've made this like same joke before, which means it's also something that I've said before. Ooh, whoa, crap. See, this is how the boss rush should go, where like, for the first two bosses you lose like a few hit points every once in a while, so you just make short mistakes. But the bosses aren't exactly balanced in Kirby's Adventure, so often, like, this is what happened after a lot of practice. But what would happen is that I just lose most of my health.
Heavy Mole is a weird boss.
Recognizing my inputs. I pressed the up arrow. See, that's the thing, there's like stuff you think you should be able to do, but you keep forgetting that the game has a tendency to eat your inputs,
Right.
and so you'll try to do it, and it will get you killed because you forget that the game is probably actually not sophisticated enough to be able to recognize that you floated right after you shot something. Or it's the grand trade-off of looking this good on the NES. But there were some issues with it still in Kirby Dream Land. And I'm not sure if the issues are worse or if like the demands of the game are more like the game wants me to do more complex stuff, so the input thing messes with me more. But then again, like, Then again, then again, last game I was doing everything with 1 health. You'd like, especially with stuff like whiskey, you'd think that that would get like on my nerves a little more. But like, neither of the 2 big mistakes of me dying on Lola and then Krakow feel like they were like, those both felt like my mistake. I remember saying I choked them. Whereas, I definitely had this problem with inputs. Like, I did do some demanding stuff in Kirby's Dream Land, and I don't remember it being this much of an issue. Mix. Bark. Okay. I'll try to use it. That worked. Get rid of it so I can high jump early. What do you think about the inputs?
Me?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I kinda... What... I kinda sorta heard what you were saying?
Is there audio problems or are you just not listening?
No, I'm just... I was looking at my phone and
Okay.
my attention was elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah, so what I was hypothesizing why I get so mad at inputs in this game. I was wondering if it was this bad in Kirby's Dream Land, and I was like, well, maybe is this game just demands more of me. But like, I then remembered that the game demanded that the game Kirby's Dream Land may not demand that much of me, but I like took it on myself to do anything that the game could theoretically be demanding of me, and probably a bunch that it couldn't have. And I don't remember the inputs being... I remember the input problems. I have a section of the review that I wrote that talks about the input problems. Where it just... it'll eat inputs, like, if they happen too soon. And that discourages fast plays, because it means that, like... Because doing stuff in rapid succession is basically what triggers the input problems. And that's something that, like, I didn't say it in so many words, but I definitely recognize the input as a problem, in Kirby's Dream Land. But it can't have been this bad, because I feel incredibly frustrated by this. And, like, while Kirby's Adventure is definitely much fun, like, demands much more, like, by the end of Kirby's Dream Land, I was doing some fairly precise stuff. That being said, when it comes to Kirby's Dream Land, I was also more focused on the unfairness of, like, say, attacks that were seen way too fast. It's possible that, like, I was distracted from the enormity of the input issue. And perhaps, even if preciseness is a thing, where you have to, where I only had 1 health to do things, that might not affect the actual, like, for instance, even with the excuse of some saying, even with multiple health, even with the difference in multiple health, Meta Knight's still a harder boss than any of the stuff in Kirby's, Dream Land. Just based on it. So maybe it's just a demand thing where, like, with the more added demand, the flawed system can't keep up. But I think it is worse, because, I don't know, like, DDD might not be as hard as Meta Knight, but, like, fighting him 1 health in Kirby Dream Land was pretty difficult. And I don't think that, and it really didn't ever feel like, there were definitely times when it felt like my fault, or when it felt like the game's fault. Or I noted the input problems, but it didn't feel this prevalent.
Makes sense. It's probably worse considering you've been so on top of it. Like, you've been calling it out so much.
Yeah. I call it out every time it causes me to get hit. Also, I do think that the 3 hits I've sustained so far in Meta Knight without doing that much damage to him, that is all my fault. I mean, it is hard to time the swings for this. The little spin strike. If you do it right, it theoretically gives you like a bit of invincibility. The spin strike, not the slash that I just did. So, bad example. But I land to the side of him because that's not like, it lasts only a bit.
Yeah.
But you've probably seen, you can find footage of me like falling directly.
Yeah, I've seen. It's definitely not intentional.
I mean, it might be. Like just like a little bit of a grace period with the attack. I'm not sure that's entirely unintentional.
Maybe.
I mean, it's unintentional of me to land on it, but...
Yeah. I guess just so if you're swinging the sword at an enemy, like, you don't, like, run into the enemy before...
I mean...
take damage before. I don't know.
Maybe? It might just be a perk, because again, there are some big downsides to the spin strike. It's less range, it doesn't go on for very long, the invincibility frames are small. It might just be like a small perk.
Alright.
And that's why I went for the sword strike there, because it was easier to pull off, but it was harder to get away with it without him attacking, so since I knew this strike would kill him, I just went for the sword strike there.
Alright. So, first time on DDD in the boss rush, huh?
Yep. And then Nightmare's first form, which I haven't beaten without... Like, Nightmare's first form is difficult. DDD is also fairly tricky. Like, nothing compared to Meta Knight, but... It's hard to check if DDD's hammer stars are worth it. I guess I should do one here. Oh. Makes sense. There's 2 passes, and the 3rd pass is gonna stop. Extra game community in Kirby Dream Land goes a lot faster than this guy. So, you know, it's... I'm actually not having much to do with it. Why did I say that? I'm gonna die now. Getting used to this attack on the first run was difficult because it's new, it's not in Kirby Dream Land. Well, input lag almost prevented me from doing anything there. Oh, also, like, the hammer strike creates a star now, doesn't it? Like the jump hammer strike?
It didn't used to?
Not in Kirby Dream Land. Once again, foiled by input lag. Well, not the floating thing, that thing was my fault, but I was trying to be doing this. Yeah, no, the jump attack didn't used to make a star when he landed. Or the jump attack did, the jump hammer specifically.
Yeah.
Regular jump attack always made the 2 stars. Otherwise, the moveset pretty much hasn't changed. Besides adding this to
Oh yeah, didn't we determine that in Adventure, hitting him will reset his AI?
not reset, but like, I'm not sure if it like a resets as in like a cycle as you described it, but it's in Adventure he stops doing whatever attack he's doing.
Right. That's what I meant.
Which is strange because like other bosses don't. Like Krako doesn't. And neither do Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. Oh, it's just DDD though. Like, I think DDD's the only boss that works that way.
Nightmare also does it, but like he's super obvious because any hits send him flying.
Yeah, right. But not in his ball-shaped form.
Right, yeah.
Only in wizard mode. Because everyone knows, balls don't flinch. Oh, there wasn't like a point.
Are you running around Vegetable Valley right now, randomly
No.
impaling?
No, I'm not running around Vegetable Valley.
Well, see you in a bit.
Alright. I mean, we can fight Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright without you. Do we need... No, I'm kidding. I go back in now.
Yeah.
Hey, the best boss duo. Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. The only boss harder than... Like, Nightmare's first form is definitely tricky, but the only boss harder than Meta Knight is the boss that is the input problems. Oh, what a good sentence I just said. Backdrop! Can we backdrop him?
So with Backdrop, your strategy's gonna be grabbing the stars and trying to dunk them onto the enemy, which might be dangerous.
Yeah.
It'll do a lot of damage, though.
Does a lot of damage, though. I do like those words. What's the one where I do it, like, really far? That showing
A.
the info? Okay, that's probably gonna be my bad. Yeah, I see what you mean. Also, I lost the joke. But I see what you mean about high damage, I guess. Ultimately, probably not worth it. Our grand thing is being low mix. Oh, not low mix. Low risk. Well, that went that way. So, also, like, Kirby's pouring, like, a martini in the mix thing. Oh, tornado! Oh, give me back tornado. This is a good idea. Let's see what Tornado does, actually, though. Because it gives invincibility, right?
Yeah, it does. It's just hard to control.
In exchange for being terrible to control.
In any case, you'll hold the button to go up with Tornado in this game.
Oh, I'm not. Never mind. Tornado died. It's really hard to do this section without high jump. Because Tornado doesn't go up very fast, like it does in some of the other Kirby games. Like in Kirby's Return to Dreamland, I could probably make it up to the top of the sequence with Tornado, no problem. It'd be hard. It would be difficult to control,
Really?
but not impossible.
Why is this happening so often today,
Oh,
specifically?
no. I don't think I'm gonna make it this time. Yep, okay. Oh wow, when Bishby dies, his air puffs immediately vanish. That'd be really cool if Shine and Bright worked that way. Okay. I was very lucky and not a good move on my part. But it worked out, but it definitely wasn't how I should have handled the situation. Come on, take me on. That's right, Mr. Wish I don't get to keep that. Not that it would help with Krakow. Oh, he flew past me. It hurt. Got it. Take that, Krakow. More like dead. Oh. I did it.
I'm gonna go and take a break, totally unrelated to
Okay.
that terrible pun you just made.
Okay. All me. The show variety. Yep, forgot that was a bad idea. It was something that was cool, and therefore would probably be showing my input lag and how it would be less lucky. Because having one also makes bottom more space. Right. Oh, got it. And at least I kind of got my hang of that kind of nuts attack. And I got him before he could do another nuts attack. Don't let people do nuts attacks. They're very annoying. Like that Meta Knight. That was also very bad. Very bad. I like the 10th boss just because of how much can go wrong with him. And how fast it can be to lose health to him. I remember that when he jumps, I'm meeting him at the ground, and therefore I can't go to him. Even if I'm closer to him in a different part of the arc. Oh, just wasn't floating high enough there. Got him. I'll be a fine one for D&D. Oh, D&D. Hammer works differently in this game. Even the regular hammer works a bit differently. He hits to like try and get the star to hit you, whereas in Kirby's Dream Land, he tries to get the hammer to hit you. So you have to always step back. But like I have to remember that I don't actually step back for his hammer attack because he's actually not trying to hit me with the hammer. He's trying to hit me with the star, and I can always suck up the star.
Are you winning, son?
Figured out another difference in D&D's Fight and Adventure. I died.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
I think that I died as soon as you came back.
You want me to go leave again? Fine, I'll leave.
No, no, please stay, please stay, please stay. Please stay. Golf narrate what's happening on the screen. So, I've picked up some more strategy tips. But they're only useful against Stevie, so like, you have to wait for you. But we're seeing definite improvement in pretty much all bosses. So that is good. Incredibly lucky I didn't come up here. Otherwise it would have gotten me. Oh, I am incredibly lucky he didn't jump over it. Otherwise he would have gotten me. I'm incredibly lucky that turned out how it would. Because he really should have gotten me. Alright, Mr. Giant, Mr. Bright. Mr. Bright it is. I think this is Mr. Bright. It is hard to tell. Whoever it is, they can. Yay. And what I'd like to be again is that perfect distance away from the sun, which is pretty far away from it, that I can suck up both of them, and I don't actually want to do mix. Like, it's fun to do mix, but it's actually not helpful. Then when it comes to Heavy Mold Cracker, it's all about just kind of not making stupid mistakes, which happen in every run. There's some pretty cheap ways both bosses can insta-kill you, although much less in Crapper's case, because it only is in this first section. But they definitely still exist. And it's also definitely possible to just choke and take, like, a hit of damage. I can do it. You have cheering in the chat. I'm getting much more consistent at Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. I'm pretty sure Mr. Bright is the sun and Shine is the moon, but I'm actually not sure.
Well,
Actually, what was it?
well, I guess I would assume that the sun shines and the moon is bright, but, I can look it up.
That's true. But, like, I don't know. I was thinking, like, the moon shines as, like, I guess you are right. But, like, I was thinking the moon shining as in, like, it's like a reflective surface, where, like, the moon's not bright by itself. It shines the light of the sun. I pressed the button. I forgot to mention info lag. That will also...
Mr. Shine is the moon, Mr. Bright is the sun.
I am right. I'm not sure if the logic is the same, but I am right. It's good, because after the after the Sword Knight and Blade Knight debacle, I don't trust myself with these things anymore. I'm also really annoyed because I lost that, like, the one thing that I lost to this guy was definitely an input thing. So, like, now I'm going in with 3 health instead of 4, and I'm grumpy. What? Cool. It's really tempting when he does his arc to, like, go at him early. Because, like, when he arcs, he jumps up above the ground. And so, like, I want to swing when he's at him, but, like, the goal of me going is to meet him when he hits the ground. So I end up always swinging too early. So I do forget how short this is. I also think I do have to hit him in midair, so I think the attack cancels once it hits the ground. Close one. If I'm wrong, it does give him a minor stun to meet this. Although it's not very long if it does, and I can't even tell if it actually does that, or if I'm just imagining that. That was a close one as well. It's really weird because Meta Knight actually embodies, like, the strategy I use for most bosses. I mean, not exactly, but, like, he stays to the low to the ground, and partially because in this game he just can't fly. But like in this game, he also like for most bosses, floating is actually not optimal.
Yeah.
Partially because it's slow and can be pretty vulnerable. Whereas a lot of times the boss is the one that's floating, if anything. And so we've almost switched roles. That's entirely coincidental. That's nothing. Like, that's definitely not an intentional effect of this. But, like, it is an interesting one. What do you think, sir? Do you think it's interesting, or am I just...
I don't know, it's like... If anything... I guess it just... Meta Knight's supposed to be a mirror of Kirby's abilities, so... The fact that you can just kind of float over him is... a bit... Yeah. Kirby Superstar gave him the wings, so he had more attacks that hit the top of the screen. Although he was a lot easier to fight in that game. But with more predictable patterns as well as the ability to have an AI or co-op helper.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure exactly what Nightmare and Dream was going to be like, but this is like the hardest Meta Knight fight. Alright, should have seen that. Like, even though I'm cheesing him with floating, and like, I don't like cheesing him with floating, and like, I really do like the Meta Knight fight. Even though I am definitely cheesing the Meta Knight fight, I'm still terrified of it. It's still probably not hardest fight in the boss fight. Like, I'm not familiar with, like, maybe with the cheesing Nightmare, Phase 1 can overtake it, but I'm not sure. And like, I'm making mistakes on DDD now because I'm not used to his patterns yet. And I am liable to make just a few silly mistakes even on enemies that I am used to. But like, trust me, DDD is not the main concern.
Yeah, I believe you.
Well, for the benefits of uninformed audience. And their sweet, innocent minds. That's how that works. For instance, payloads and predictability can involve stuff like that hat killing Kirby. And why I'm at 5. I'm still afraid of Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright, despite getting much better at them. Because they can just do cheap stuff sometimes. Speaking of the duo, there you are. Okay, thanks. Great. You're still connected?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Go ahead.
That's just a massive lag. I only saw a massive lag, so... Oh no. Figured they might have done something like that. Come on, Kracko! Kracko! Oh, goodness. That's really annoying. That's really annoying. That was such a good Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright run, too. When Kracko takes out 2 of my health. But come on. Kracko, really? Kracko is not a hard boss. There's something I can say about Kirby's Adventure and every other Kirby game. So I'm always insulted whenever he manages to actually, like, attack me. Well, I guess he's always attacking me. Whenever he succeeds, it's like, oh, that hurts. Kracko. Why did it twice in a row? Well, as I was saying, both of these bosses have the ability to do cheap damage, but it comes fairly rarely. And generally, like, Heavy Mole is really easy except for when he's doing something awkward and annoying. Like, doing something awkward and annoying that causes you to die in a kind of annoying way is kind of Heavy Mole's boss description. Yep, okay, see, really glad you're doing that.
Yeah. Like, I want to see Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright in a new Kirby game where that fight can really do what it was meant to do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Heavy Mole.
Heavy Mole doesn't need to appear again, ever. Heavy Mole doesn't... It's Heavy Mole.
I guess the idea is that the boss is always moving and moving the screen with it, so you need to keep up. But it's also just super random about it, and very much likes trying to crush you on the edge of the screen.
It doesn't feel like a high-speed chase or anything, because, like, it moves slowly. It just sometimes moves awkwardly in a way that is good for killing you. But if you want a boss where you chase it, there are numerous better examples. I'm not sure, probably in the Kirby series, but also just there's better ways to do a chase boss. I hit going. Oh my gosh. We took 2 damage to paintball because we did the same jump move 3 times in a row. Three from paintball. That is exceptionally bad. Hold on. Thanks, Mr. Shine. I know. The boss only did one hit this time, but I already got 23 hits on Paint Roar. I'm not entirely sure what contribute to the strength of an attack. I'm surprised I didn't take damage there. That was a mistake of mine. Also a mistake, hopefully. It wasn't as close as the last time. Made such a faster mistake. I mean, awkward positioning is kind of the only way that Kirby will ever lands a hit. Just by forcing awkward positioning, but it's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And it makes for a boss that can both kill you surprisingly easy, but is also kind of underwhelming. Because they can only kill you surprisingly easy. And for the rest of the time, they are a pretty mundane boss. They have 1 health from hitting them. Surprisingly, 3 of those healths that we used up. Probably. But I'm still grumpy about it. I don't think I'm gonna survive this fight. I just have a hunch. Once again, the bounce. Yeah, that's the thing. In Kirby's Dreamland, the bounce was a way bigger issue. So, like, you hit the ground and bounce. That was, like, a thing. I forget about the bounce in this game. It's really not that big of a thing anymore. Well, it's not as big of I don't find it as big of an issue, which is weird because it doesn't appear to have changed at all.
I'm wondering if that's because of the screen size.
Yeah, I was actually gonna mention that. It's like...
Because, yeah, actually I have no idea,
Isn't Kirby... It's hard to tell.
yeah, that kinda...
It's hard to tell exactly how much is different between the how the Game Boy version runs and Kirby's Adventure runs. I mean, they're for different systems, so surely there must be some changes to how the code works. But obviously, they're made in a way that's supposed to resemble each other, so the differences aren't obvious. Also surprised, sorry. I just wanted to get rid of that. Oh, he's being pretty aggressive. Oh, that one. I definitely have to win, see? Okay, they got a hit on me after death again. Also, this is not really helpful for me because I'm not a speedrunner, but I have noticed that like Kirby takes time to walk back to the middle of the screen, depending on where you get the Star Rod. It's also just an interesting tidbit because I don't do speedrun stuff, but I mean, you know, I figured I might as well fairly interesting tidbit. I mean, a lot of this run exposes interesting tidbits.
Alright, I gotta grab some water, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Alright, on to Meta Knight. Nope, not on to Meta Knight. Forgot about Heavy Ball. Here to ruin everything. I have it. Gosh, I wish you could do this. And not as much as Mr. China this might make me annoying, but at least they have value to the Kirby franchise. Like, you're not as dangerous as Mr. China Mr. White. But like, the only way you could beat any threat is by being annoying. And like, that was never gonna be fun boss design.
What I miss?
I got annoyed at Heavy Ball.
Alright.
Yeah, he's being really annoying this one. I haven't gotten hit by him yet, but like, he's being really annoying. Some real awkward positionings. Which, again, is the only way he can, like, get ya. So the only way you can take damage... The only way you're probably gonna take damage from him all is, like, an annoying way. Okay. And... disconnect. Right on Meta Knight, the fight I actually wanted to do.
Fine, I'm searching.
trying to do anything I can not to disrupt the Wi-Fi, but... And I missed the first attack because of that. We're seeing Meta Knight footage right now, right?
Yes, yes, I am.
Fuck that. If he had done this fun attack, which he can do with that jump, I would have gotten him back. Incredibly lucky. He has his fun. Well, I wasn't gonna try, that was too far away. Oh, those flew quite a bit closer. That's funny. When did you block that? I think it did. That was a bit of input thing used there, but luckily, luckily not bad enough for me to get hit, but like, if I had gotten hit there, that would have been when my info lag. Not lag, I keep calling it that, it's like more like it gets eaten by like other inputs. Like the game can't like handle multiple inputs at once, and like... I will also say, when we're talking about comparing the Game Boy version and this version, I'm playing this through NES Online. I played the Game Boy version. I have the cartridge for Kirby Dreamland, and we use the Game Boy player, so it might make a difference on these fronts, but it's really hard to verify something like that. As much as I don't have an NES, so like, it's not something I can test for. It actually appears to be very low, so... Just gonna jump twice as long. That's good. Like that. The Masked Crusader. 4 health for DDD. This is unprecedented. I'm projecting, I'm not saying it, but I am projecting that I'll get past DDD and die on Nightmare Phase 1. If not Phase 1, I'll probably die in Phase 2 simply due to unfamiliarity. But I do think I'll get to Nightmare. If the controller will go left, right, no. Okay, this is fun. I will admit, the floating thing was probably just me, mostly just me losing control. But like, don't know why I did this. This is a worse position. I think it's more so that like DDD actually just like legitimately won't corner you at the edge of the screen. Like when he has his hammer out, he will stop before he gets to the end of the screen. Like, and he won't attack you off the screen like he frequently will in Kirby Street. So like, see here. I think that only applies to I think that only applies to, like, just the fact that he won't go off-screen with it. I didn't get hit there somehow. I'd probably try to get Mix in this fight too, but like, it hardly seems worth it. I hate that. The second attack is basically like the trip, but like worse. Or not worse, like better or more annoying, I guess. More annoying for me, so like, it's actually better for Dedede to use the move. But like, it's very annoying to dodge. Got that when he does. Oh, that's a new move, is like smashing hammer attack, which is just like the old move. Except it's just like the old move. But yeah, we're gonna die here. It's just like the old move, except I can't remember what the except is, and
The one where he keeps swinging his hammer?
yes, it's just
Yeah,
like
the hammer itself blocks your stars.
yeah. I got hit by that. I didn't think I would. I'm pretty sure I can still stay in the middle for this one. See, also priorities have shifted. When I first fought Nightmare, my first worry was the time limit. But now that I'm at like 1 health, my priorities have shifted. The time limit is actually incredibly tight for this. Okay, that still failed. I'm not entirely sure how to dodge Nightmare's like
Yeah.
star attack thing.
Well, he aims them all directly at you. So I wonder if staying closer to him and then backing away when he actually shoots them would give you enough time for them to,
Oh, let's test it.
Alright.
We have a full save file, let's do some testing. Because, like, I don't really want to have to just make my way this far any time I need.
You could make a save state at Nightmare for practice.
You're right, you're right. But I'm gonna do it in my save file rather than...
Alright.
Do that, knock him out of that. Rather than in versus boss, so that and basically so that I don't accidentally beat versus boss without.
Yeah.
Just so people don't think that I beat the challenge. So again, this is a practice run. This is not a real run. Before I was reckless, but fast, because that time limit I remember from a child. We never got to see it here, but I remember from a child that time limit's strict. And maybe I was just a really stupid and bad at video games child, but I think it legitimately is that strict.
It's also kind of weird because it's like the one thing in this game you have a time limit for. Because like in a lot of other games of the era, you'd get time limits just as a basic feature with like the Mario games just give you like a few minutes to beat each level and stuff. Even Sonic the Hedgehog with its larger levels just randomly kills you at 10 minutes. It's just... I guess I'll just say I don't like time limits.
Yeah. Alright, let's test some Nightmare stuff. Let's see how some of the attacks are. Oh, that's easy.
Alright,
this
so
one
for
you
the
just go in-
phase 1 version of that, you just stay in the middle vertically.
I don't think any of the rest of his attacks change that much. I'm also not entirely sure exactly how my works.
Alright. So what I'm saying for that one is if you get closer to him and then back off, the stars should move at an angle to where...
Because they're homing in on that point, right?
Yeah. On the point where you are when he fires them. It looks like, to me at least, so... Or alternatively, you could, like...
If this attack isn't homing at all.
Yeah.
It's just straight.
You could get closer to him, like, or about the middle of the screen, and stay at the top and then dodge down. Something like that.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna try that because getting closer to Nightmare, well, it does mean a bit more hits. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
But again, it does mean more hits.
So, like, just when he pulls them up...
I think I have to go to the back screen so I have time to react to it.
Yeah. So I guess then just, when you see him pull them out, go, like, one direction, and then when he shoots them, dodge the other way, I'd say, like, up or down.
Yeah, I mean, I seem to be pretty good back there. I'm gonna rewatch the footage where I just kind of, like... I just am moving when... maybe I need to be middle of the screen, like... Because I should find, like, a setup for that one.
Yeah.
Like, the rest of these attacks, I can just get used to it. Nothing. Wait. Yeah, I think just like being on the move there is helpful. But don't do that. There's the ground. Yeah, I'm actually gonna practice some more at Nightmare, like... Just get some, like, muscle. And I'm gonna practice as if I'm in the actual fight, so... We're going to be incredibly conservative. See... Get that. Also, like, I think how Nightmare works is I think he might actually have a set amount of attacks he does in this period. Like, I think his patterns might actually be quite a bit more predictable than I thought. Up, down, release. Does this initial attack. Even if you have the mono. Does this attack. And after that, the 3. He always does exactly 4 of attack. You did this around the same time last time. Huh. Of course, we to leave.
Oh,
And it occurred, okay.
this. Artist is unable to find any friends currently playing.
Yes, I'm still getting resetting everything up. It kicked me out.
Oh, there we go.
Yes. Let's go back into this. Like, I think I've got the answer, right? There's gotta be like a 2-star. Does that attack after I have it? And it's gonna be a 2-star and it's gonna be sweeping arc thing. Okay, so that depends on where the is. What else is 3-star? Oh, linear stars and spread shot. Yeah, he doesn't do the exact same thing because different attacks. He does the exact same attacks every time, and some attacks vary depending on where you are on the screen. But like they're the same. He does them the same way in the same order every single time. And next he'll do his little charge. I don't have like the entire thing memorized, but like I have the general idea of it down. What's that one? Like I think like he even basically does the same pattern like twice. Oh, I almost saw it. Let's check out the second page. Create a suspend point here. Towards the end because I really like the audio syncing on this cutscene. Okay, you're not gonna hear it because Dashboard is disconnected. Great, wonderful.
Why does this keep happening?
I get an idea of what I can do with these attacks. I'll like jump up. Yeah, I should jump up like if it's an attack I know I can get.
It does hardly any damage.
Not even like one bar.
I think it takes like I don't remember, but somewhere between 3 to 5 jump attacks to take off one little tick of his health bar.
I can use it as research to kind of figure out when he's wrong. And also, even if it doesn't do very much damage, it does interrupt whatever attack he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
There are uses for it. Reminder to everyone, this is practice. This is me attempting to figure out how my works. Well, I can pretty much always get that attack off. I should. That's a very vulnerable one.
So for that one, you want to get around behind him.
Okay.
The attack where he goes down and swoops, you should be able to jump over him without floating. I think.
It's easy to hit him. So I think I can hit him from behind.
Yeah, here.
Well, I think I always want to get up like behind him when he does like a flyover because I think you can always hit him from behind when it comes to the attack.
Yeah.
See right there. But the harder one is out of this one. Okay, I decided by it pretty. Oh, you can get him, okay.
There's one attack we haven't seen yet on this. And he'll fly upwards and then he'll fly back down from the top of the screen. He doesn't do it often, but
overall it's not a good idea. He's a little too high there. Overall, it just seems weak, so I don't want to be directly under him at any time. It's never. I can definitely get him there, but it's hard.
yeah.
Okay. I'll do a few more practice rounds, and I think I'm good. Maybe I'll redo this so it's not like here. Oh, go on, catch him every time. I do like how the pause in the music this time. Oh, that's good. So even if I don't succeed there, I will be safe. I'm also safe in the corner from the swoop, so... That wasn't the correct response. I'm gonna go from this on. Probably the most viable strategy is just to wait for him to like go to one side of the screen and just become pretty easy to hit. Because you can get some very good guaranteed damage, and when you're using the stars, it really doesn't take that much to like kill Nightmare. Let's restart this one. The throwing star is actually taking a decent bit out of his health. Alright, so the one thing is I just gotta learn not to attack there. It's tempting, but it doesn't seem to work. And that seems to be like the attack I'm getting hit by. But whenever it does that attack, it's always open for it. It pretty much alternates whenever he does his swoops. I pretty much know. So I'm gonna float there to be ready to counter it. I just have to avoid that attack. He's gonna fall down this time because he alternates these. And he gives me plenty of time for that. And I think next hit is the last one. And yeah. That was almost no hit, and it's close enough that I think I'm ready. Take on versus boss again. That's right, we're back in it for real. We've learned the tricks of the trade. So now, Nightmare's probably not going to be that bad. So we just have to defeat, Meta Knight with a decent enough, health buffer. How does that sound to you, Fairy?
Yeah.
It's almost like practicing these bosses before I do them, instead of just trying the boss rush immediately. It's an incredibly good and viable strategy that you know I'm not going to be repeating because I always just want to jump in and see what happens. Of course, in some versions of the arena, because of secret for final bosses, that's not possible to do that kind of practicing, but like, you know. Certainly can't be helped. I'm incredibly lucky that was not the correct protocol for what to do in that situation of a paint roller fight. That was kind of that was shaky territory when it comes to the paint roller fight, so I was not entirely sure if that was the correct protocol there. Still, we got it. Paint roller now. Alright, just the attack I was hoping for. Not there, but... Not what I was hoping to happen. This boss is still garbage. Alright, only 1 damage on Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. Still the worst boss in this game. No, that's not. Actually, you know what? Even though they're very annoying and really difficult, now that I've gotten the hang of them, I think I've become more annoyed at, like, Heavy Mole.
Heavy Mole, yeah.
Because, like, yeah, they're not as deadly. Like, they're not actually as effective as Mr. Shine or Mr. Bright. But, like, the only way they can hurt you is awkward positioning, and that can lead to an instant death. So, like, I don't know. I think that Heavy Mole is worse designed, even if it's not as hard as, say, whatever they call it. Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. Even though they're easier, even though they're harder and definitely annoying for their place in the game, Heavy Mole as a boss is just worse. Another example of Heavy Mole just inconveniencing, or with the possibility of instant death. Good one, Heavy Mole, thanks. You're a good boss. Again, you're not even that hard to deal with, but... Oh, you almost instant killed me on what was a very good run. I do like how it feels the need to show that I have 0 lives, despite it being impossible for me to get lives. It's a constant reminder and taunting. Oh, we didn't do well for it. Downplay it. By the fact that I've been getting the hang of Meta Knight, it's definitely still possible for me to mess up and make costly mistakes here. Like, I'd say it's pretty plausible. I don't think I've done, like, I don't think there's been a run of Meta Knight where I haven't made costly mistakes. And that's only counting the ones that actually get me killed and not the ones that, like, that, where, like, I just don't hit them. That technically isn't a costly mistake, just an annoying one. So yeah, also the spin attack cancels out one. That was almost a costly mistake, and I'm kind of surprised it wasn't. So what, do you have anything to say about this?
Other than that you're totally cheating?
Oh, do you want me to stop cheating?
No, not particularly.
When it comes to the boss rush, there's always a way to kind of cheat. And in later runs, I come up with ways to subvert that mostly because in later versions of this boss rush, you get the ability to have different abilities. Spoilers for some of my plans for the modern games. There will be ways where I will subvert in the future, there will be ways for me that I will subvert my own cheating and make it harder for myself. But for once, this is not one of those areas. As this is completely legal to do, and the only way to fight Meta Knight. Not the only way to fight Meta Knight technique, but I can't change anything. The thing about all my crazy 100% things is that I only do challenges that are implied by the game. And while that's an incredibly vague sentiment that leaves me open to doing completely ridiculous things, it does mean that there is never a challenge, and there's my colossal mistake. There is not a challenge, I'm not going to do a challenge where I'm forbidden from doing something. I mean, giving up, obviously, I have to do things like, try and get a perfect on quick draw. But how I achieve a perfect on quick draw is never put up for question. And thus, while I may be cursed to do some insane challenges because of my hubris also, because of how it's structured, there's not going to be a thing where, like, I'm going to stop myself from using any cheesy moves I get. Because then that would be me restricting myself in a way the game hasn't. Well, that's cold comfort considering what the rest of my little vagary actually does, which is trap me in doing a ton of stupid challenges. But none of them, they cannot be self-imposed in a way that, like, they're all technically self-imposed. I messed this attack up, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, they're all technically self-imposed, but they're not self-imposed in a specific way. Like, all my self-imposed rules have to follow the logic. Oh, right, you can't mix when there's nothing. Basically, there's nothing ever stopping me from cheating. Besides just the game itself preventing me. Does that bring you some relief? Does it help at all?
I'm not sure yet.
I mean, it means that it means that although I have forced us to, for honor or something, play all of Quick Draw, I have not forced us to fight Meta Knight fairly. So,
I'll take what I can get.
Yay. Begrudging acceptance. The best kind of acceptance. Not really, but like... I just got a hiccup. Is everything still alive on your end? No, the answer is no.
Great.
Oh, this is probably the run, too. Oh, well, I guess it's not the run since I said that, so... I guess this isn't the one.
Good save.
Only the best save. I dodged that, by the way. That attack that it froze on.
Hmm.
You're still here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're back. Alright, good. Back to the incredibly intense fight that I need to focus incredibly hard on. I missed that attack, even though I should have theoretically known it was coming. I am doing bad on the fight. I am choking. That was really bad. It was the most predictable attack. Okay, this legitimately probably isn't gonna be the run, because I'm doing bad.
Okay, that changes things.
What?
You have 1 health going into Nightmare. No pressure, but I think you can do it.
But we also have half an hour left, and I've gotten semi-consistent every boss, so if I fail, it's not too bad. Alright, we're going ultimate cautious. Okay. 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 No! How did I?
Okay. Take it.
That was 100% a choke. That should not. I should not have lived that. Oh. Haha! Yeah!
Nightmare with 1 health. I knew you could do it.
You did. Oh, we still get to watch this ending cutscene. We did it! That's versus boss. We fought to find the Star Rod in this very
It's
special
probably
run.
just plays the regular ending.
But indeed, he did not mean any harm. But we're still gonna watch it. This is the end of the stream, anyway. Bad Dreams had invaded Dreamland. Because, like, a nightmare came to the dream spread. Tried to cause pain to the people. I do like how they do play the ending. Almost, indeed, he foiled the nightmare. Almost as like, this is an alternate camp universe where you just go straight to the bosses. We're hiding the Star Rod from him. DDD helped Kirby beat the nightmare. Now everyone's dreams will return. And that's tonight. Dreamland will sleep well. I'm not sure if I've expressed this opinion for you, but with Celeste and the B-sides, I wish they still had the cutscenes in them. Because I know it's just like a hard version, but I kind of liked the idea that it was like an alternate world where it was just harder. I don't know. Yeah, I like it. Like, this is just, like, this is like an alternate version of the campaign. Almost. Bye-bye. Will we still do the credits? Oh, it will! That's nice. Like, it still does the credits.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the same footage? Like, I can
It looks like it.
Like, haunting with the power-ups. Yeah, I like how they have the credits here. Like, it doesn't mean anything, but... Oh, you should... So you're doing fireball on the wall and like, climbing up. Also, this credit scene is a lot, like... It's more apt here when these are the bosses you've been fighting for this campaign. get it. That's how the Midnight Fight is supposed to be. But like, you know, how to beat it. The end.
Well,
Yeah. We don't have time to do extra games.
what exactly are your plans on extra game, dare I ask?
Just gonna try it blind next stream.
Okay.
Oh, you're on board. Because you have to be on board. Yeah. Oh, that's God's extra game. And then after extra game, there's the sound test.
We don't need a stream for the sound test, Philip.
I mean, on the one hand, no. But on the other hand, it kind of lends itself well to it. Like, it's basically a just talking stream. And also, it's, like, dividing sound test into episodes, like, I'll have to do it eventually, but it seems kind of weird. Like, it's almost the right length for a stream, too, because of all the sounds in sound test. Plus, I can ask people what their opinions on the song is. Easy conversation.
Still don't think that warrants an entire 3-hour stream, but, it's up to you.
Yeah, I like it, but... And also this works as a fairly good trial run.
In any case, just a quick reminder that I myself have been, I am streaming The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask on my Twitch channel, GalaxyWolf_64. Last stream went well, so, I'm gonna keep going.
That's good. Also, yeah, nothing happens, just like the rest of the bonus games. But I do like that they put the credit there. So, that's that. And I guess it's in the stream, so also, I guess I get to plug my things now. I have Twitter, where I announce Twittery things. Whenever I twit, it happens on there. So, yeah, it's pretty good. It's good. The Twitter is where I announce things, like streams, and sometimes just post random stuff. So you can go there. You can also go to the archive channel and watch all of these after the fact. And you can go. I mean, that's it. Not sure yet.
Okay, goodbye everybody.
There's other videos on the channel that you can watch, and there's also other videos. What's the other thing? Oh, there's also like a Discord. Anyway, that's everything. So yeah, thank you for flying on the Flightship.
Stream has been ended.
Okay.
And,